Well, hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video, and here we are at the finale of House of the Dragon, episode 10. Last week we had the last episode of Rings of Power, now we have the last episode of House of the Dragon. It's been a great journey. I said that last week and I'm saying it again this week. It's been a great journey with these shows. Super blessed that we get to have like two new fantasy shows. Like that's unheard of, like at the same time. Like that's crazy. But yeah, the first episode of House of the Dragon was like August 21 and here we are October 23. Wow, it flew by, holy shit. But yeah, let's get right into it because there's some things to talk about. So the episode basically starts off with Lucerys Velaryon all alone in the Great Hall of Dragonstone. You know, there was something about the music, Ramin Djawadi's music, amazing once again. But just the music and his conversation with Rhaenyra, his mother, oh my god, like you can tell something bad. I just had a feeling something bad was about to happen to him. There's some great focus on him as a character alone. Like you had a feeling. You just had a feeling something bad was about to happen to him in this episode. And then Princess Rhaenys arrives to Dragonstone to tell Rhaenyra and Daemon what the fuck happened in King's Landing. You know, and Rhaenyra is currently pregnant right now. And then Rhaenys tells her that her father Viserys died. Aegon took the throne from her. They already made his coronation. And of course that's gonna stress Rhaenyra the fuck out. And of course this is a lot of baggage onto her. Emma Darcy's acting is phenomenal in this episode. Like this is her episode, but you know, you can't help but just feel bad and sorry for her, like what she's going through right now in this episode specifically. It's like I said in episode 8, how the highlight of that episode was Paddy Considine as Viserys Targaryen. Well, this episode, it's clearly Rhaenyra Targaryen, Emma Darcy. It's amazing. The emotion and the sadness they bring to this episode is truly, truly, truly fantastic and very well done. And they deserve an Emmy for this episode specifically because it was absolutely astounding. So like I said, in this episode, Rhaenyra is really at her lowest, and you can't help but feel so much you're rooting for her character when Daemon puts the crown on her, and everybody are in the scene when everybody's kneeling and bending the knee to her. Like that was just an amazing moment. And again, Ramin Djawadi's music, phenomenal. So the next scene is on the steps of Dragonstone, and this is pretty much a direct callback to episode 2 when Rhaenyra landed Syrax, her dragon, behind Otto Hightower, and she pretty much does the same thing in this episode. The only difference pretty much is that she's not with Otto, she is on the other side with Daemon. And yeah, I really like how it was almost the same scene, but the context was different in a way. And I really love Matt Smith and Emma Darcy in this scene specifically. You can just tell the anger and hatred they have for Otto Hightower. This guy, every time Otto Hightower spoke, I just wanted to go shut the fuck up, dude. Aegon is not the rightful heir. Shut the fuck up. And I totally loved it when Rhaenyra came up to him and she didn't call him a traitor. No, she called him a fucking traitor. And then rips out the hand of the kingpin and throws it. That was amazing. Even the part when Daemon was like, "The fuck is this?" I swear the anger and hatred they have towards the Greens it translates so well in the performance. It's so good. It's so good. As an audience member who hates the Greens, who hates Otto Hightower, just seeing them being angry towards them is so satisfying. So I remember in last week's preview, I somehow kind of expected more action in this episode, but we didn't get much action. But the dialogue scenes were very tense, and just the scheming, the battle planning, the stuff, and then talks about the war, the alliances. It was very it kept me on the edge of my seat in a way. Even though there wasn't much action, it still kept me on the edge of my seat. I really love the scene when Rhaenyra says goodbye to her sons. Again, there was a slight focus towards Lucerys. I don't know, there was just something, I could tell something bad was about to happen. And of course, the shot where the 3 dragons leave Dragonstone and with the Targaryen theme, that was fucking epic as hell. I swear to God, that was an amazing moment. And in that same scene, you could tell there was still some focus on Lucerys, but we were following him to where he was going, Storm's End. So when Lucerys arrives to Storm's End to forge an alliance with the Baratheon, he sees Vhagar, Aemon's dragon. So yeah, Aemon already got here first before him, and again, it kept building, like something bad was about to happen. Like it was stressing me out, and I'm not gonna lie. Then Boris Baratheon has already pledged allegiance with the Greens, and he's being a fucking dick about it to Lucerys. Like, okay. Then Aemon and Lucerys have this kind of like dragon battle. But what I thought was interesting is that, you know, the writers decided to make it seem like, you know, Aemon just wants to take his eye. He doesn't really want to kill him. And the fact that the writers decided to add the fact how the dragon riders, they can't always control their dragon specifically. The dragons will have a will of their own. And of course that leads to some consequences because Adax, Lucerys' dragon, breathes fire onto Vhagar. Clearly, that's not what Lucerys wanted to do. Like in the scene with Rhaenyra, he swore an oath to not take action, to not fight against another person. And of course, that totally backfires because Vhagar like just shreds Lucerys and Adax to pieces. But yeah, like again, like Aemond. When that scene happens, Aemon is clearly like he's completely shocked. Like he is when he gets home, like Alicent is gonna freak out on him. Like she's gonna be fucking upset about him for sure. And Aemon, you can see it in his emotions that he didn't want this to happen at all. He didn't want Vhagar to rip Lucerys to pieces. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. But hey, that's what leads to season 2 because the episode ends with Daemon telling Rhaenyra about the news of Lucerys, and I definitely love the way they did this scene because the dialogue was muted, but you just heard the music, and you know the camera was slowly panning towards Rhaenyra, slowly going forward, and then Rhaenyra turns around and Emma Darcy's emotions in this scene. Wow, amazing stuff. They definitely deserve an Emmy for this episode. You know, Rhaenyra definitely showed herself to be a more honorable queen. She's not all about like violence and stuff, but with this happening to Lucerys, with Viserys' death and Aegon taking the throne, oof, yeah, she definitely has no choice but to commit fire and blood because yeah, there's nothing going back to that, but yeah, it really just makes you root for her character, and I honestly can't wait for season 2, and I heard it's gonna be in 2024. God damn, that's so fucking long. But yeah, that's my review of House of the Dragon season 1 episode 10, the finale. This was an amazing episode, one of the best episodes of the season for sure. My favorite episodes of the season, probably episode 1, 5, 7, 8, and 10. So there you go. 5 episodes. Those are my favorites. Yeah, I'm really thankful that we have this show because at the end of season 8, I didn't want to watch Game of Thrones anymore. I was like hopeless about Game of Thrones. Like my passion for GOT has gone so downhill over the past 3 years. But this show really made me want to go back to Game of Thrones. I've been doing like a rewatch of like so many of the episodes, and it brought me back so many memories of Game of Thrones. I'm kind of sad that I kind of put this show away for 3 years, but thanks to House of the Dragon, my love for Song of Ice and Fire and George R.R. Martin is just, it all came back. Yeah, thankful for the show. So what did you think about House of the Dragon season 1? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next time.